If you're into rap, pop, or any genre of music for that matter, I'm sure that you heard of Genius, a website popular for its lyrics explanations, discussion forums, and interviews with artists. But while Genius went viral and enjoyed its years in the spotlight, its once thriving community has seemed to have abandoned it, with the company being sold off at a far lower price than its valuation. And with their reputation spiraling to ground, many have recently deemed Genius to be completely dead. So sit back and watch as I uncover the tragic downfall of Rap Genius. The story starts on August 27th of 2009, where three friends, Mahmoud, Tom, and Elon, founded the company with a simple idea: to create a platform where users could annotate and explain the lyrics of rap songs. At first, this seemed to be a niche project only catering to a small subset of the large music market. However, before the three even knew, countless music enthusiasts soon caught wind of this company, and Genius would gain traction, gradually growing a dedicated community of music lovers and artists alike. If you're wondering what the main reason for its popularity was, Genius's growth came from the site's ability to provide deep insights into the complex world of rap lyrics by decoding slang, cultural references, and wordplay that would often go unnoticed by the vast majority of casual music listeners. And this would be a great time for Genius, as they had one unique aspect which allowed them to stand out from most of the other lyric websites. They had integrated a user-generated content model, which meant that their website allowed anyone to add annotations to songs. This built a strong sense of community and collaboration, whilst also ensuring that there was always new content flowing into the website, and this was extremely rewarding, quickly bringing the company on its way to the mainstream. With all this growth that Genius was facing, their success did not go unnoticed, and quite soon prominent investors would also get their eyes on the company. Fundraising would then take place, and it was extremely beneficial for Genius, with them becoming the fastest growing startup in the history of the fundraising platform Y Combinator, landing the three entrepreneurs on the Forbes 30 Under 30 list on December of 2012. And with this new influx of capital, Rap Genius would now have the funds to embark on a large-scale expansion and make changes to the platform. However, despite the company being at the top of the world at this point, cracks would begin to appear in Rap Genius's facade. The first blow which Rap Genius would face came just 2 years later in the year of 2014, when the company would find itself at the center of a major controversy involving its co-founder, Mahmoud, with regard to the Isla Vista massacre. On Friday, May 23rd of 2014, 22-year-old Elliot Rodger killed 6 people and injured 14 others in a misogyny-fueled attack. And after this, his manifesto shared his thoughts and emotions would make rounds online for discussion. Genius would soon decide to provide annotations on this. However, upon reading it, visitors on the website would come across a variety of extremely inappropriate annotations left on the manifesto by Mahmoud. In one instance, he wrote that Elliot's manifesto was quote-unquote beautifully written, whilst also mentioning an inappropriate comment on how he believed Elliot's sister was smoking hot. This controversy significantly ruined the company's reputation, putting it in a negative light, prompting Mahmoud to resign from his position, with Rap Genius having to issue a public apology, attempting to salvage his heavily damaged reputation. Despite this setback, however, over time they were successfully able to start over and recover themselves. And with the controversy now out of the way, they would then start to use the money raised previously to diversify into areas far beyond just rap music in order to grow the company. Genius created multiple new sections to their website, such as Rock Genius and Pop Genius, to appeal to music listeners in these highly demanded genres. And it would be very successful, leading to the forums once again facing a massive explosion of users. However, a big problem would come when they would seemingly start to abandon their initial audience by continuing to diversify to a point where it was too broad and without direction. With introducing these new genres of music was seen as a positive for the platform, Genius would go on to add far too many sections to count in their forums, leading to them moving from solely focusing on annotating and discussing rap and popular songs to analyzing legal documents, history, and even world news. This was a big issue as it made the original community which built the platform feel abandoned and ignored, whilst also making the brand's overall identity far too confusing to understand. And around this time, in 2016, Genius would also start to post a series on YouTube known as Verified, where they took the explanations of song lyrics into an interview-style format with the artists who would sing and annotate the lyrics themselves. This video series would become a hit, and once the countless memes and funny moments came along, new eyes will fall upon the series, taking the company to new heights. But from here, Genius would make one fatal mistake by dedicating almost all of their resources into these YouTube videos whilst leaving their forums on the side. And this obviously angered their community once again, showing that Genius's main priority was achieving short-term gains rather than building long-term stability. This move was a major issue, as the worst decision which one can make when leading a community-based project is leaving voices unheard. And despite their own community trying to steer the company in the right direction by criticizing various decisions and providing feedback, Genius would constantly ignore them and go through with every idea which they had, leading to countless failures and an angry following. Yet another issue was that the general user base also started to become frustrated with instances of lyrics which were just meant to be taken at face value being overanalyzed. To address this, Genius implemented a stricter process for adding annotations, with their editors rejecting most newly added annotations and new guidelines being put in place. However, this once again simply angered the community, putting them in a predicament. But this was not the end, as the final nail in the coffin came from Genius deciding to go through with the bold decision of suing Google in 2019. The company accused it of copy-pasting its lyrics transcripts at the top of search results without any permission, diverting web traffic that Genius's website should have gotten instead. However, in this case, as the content of the lyrics were not original nor created by Genius themselves, the judge ruled the case in Google's favor, with the legal battle being a major loss of time as well as resources for Genius. Fast forward to today, Genius was acquired by a holding company known as Media Lab for only $80 million, an amount around what the company had raised before, and one which is far lower than what the company was valued at. Taking all of this into consideration, it is clear that the rise of Genius serves as a cautionary tale to every new startup, showing the problems of abandoning the core audience which built you up from the ground and making uncalculated decisions. With its community having left it and their struggles with controversies and legal disputes, many can only think about whether they can get back to the site which they once used to be, or if Genius would simply fade into obscurity.